Ooh, I am messy and sweaty and gross. Good morning. What the hell is this car doing? Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm trying to get to the shade so I can actually see. It is super bright. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brains. This kind of love drives a man insane. I am one of the millions of people who rewatched the original Top Gun this past weekend to get ready to go see Top Gun, which I'm definitely going to go see. I do love that movie so much. The soundtrack, there's Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone, there's Berlin, Take My Breath Away. There's Jerry Lee Lewis, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. But anyway, really quick, I just wanted to say to you guys, I feel like I have so much to say and so much to catch up on, but I wanted to just explain something. I got a few messages from people asking what a trigger warning means, and I know some of you are thinking everybody knows what that means. Not everybody knows what that means. There is a new episode of the Let's Talk podcast out today, and it is talking about overcoming shame. It is where I address the lifetime type of shame that I have carried and why and how I overcame it, because it was exhausting carrying the shame around, to be honest. Also, it wasn't mine to carry. Like, I should not have been carrying that shame, and I did. I was carrying it based on the actions of another person. And shame is a liar, and it's so damaging, and it keeps you stuck, like frozen in time, and not in a sexy way. And so the trigger warning essentially lets you know that there are topics that are going to be discussed on the podcast that you may find triggering. So, excuse my disgusting voice. In this instance, the podcast discusses things like extortion, things like naked photos, things like rape. For some people, those topics are very triggering. And when you don't give them a heads up, it can really affect their whole day, sometimes even longer. So if you ever see trigger warning as the subject of a podcast or a video or a show or a movie, understand that there may be topics addressed or shown in that may be triggering to some, may be upsetting to some. And so I just wanted to take the time to explain what a trigger warning is. And trigger warning should be on things about abuse, neglect, rape, assault, those types of things, kidnappings, anything that, quite frankly, somebody may have experienced that they find truly disturbing. Hi, Mr. Burt. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that on today's new episode of Let's Talk on the podcast, there is a trigger warning because I do talk about my experience with shame and the things that I experienced that led to me carrying shame and how I overcame it. So if you do share the podcast on your page, if you share it on Facebook, if you share it with friends, just make sure you write, trigger warning. It is really helpful to people. And I love you guys very much, very much. So much going on. Some really exciting things to share with you guys soon. But I love you and I really appreciate you listening. And I'd love to hear your comments about the podcast in the comments. If you've listened, what you're thinking. If you haven't listened yet, why? What kind of topics you want me to talk about. I'm recording a new episode this week with Ann Wilson from Heart. First, I got Belinda Carlisle. Now I get Ann Wilson from Heart. I'm so excited and grateful. And I can't wait for you guys to hear these episodes. I love you guys so much. Have a great, great day.